Quite a few of you guys not subscribed to our channel. Please subscribe to our channel. We're trying to hit that 1,000 mark and we're very close. We're 100 away. Well, help out a brother.
Oprah had to start somewhere, didn't she?
Oh yeah, another one of your girlfriends, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, in this video today, we're going to finish cutting this stuff out. We got that part back from Strip It Clean. We done went and started spot priming the red oxide on it. This is all the inside. We can do the outside after it's attached to the car. We're going to get it attached today. Right now, Benny's just putting in one last patch on one of the legs over there that sits on top of the wheel well. As you can see, it cleaned up very nice, and we, like I say, we just put a light coat of the red oxide on it last night on the interior parts. We'll do the outside when I do the whole skeleton of the roof, but it come out really nice. Peeled off some extra layers of metal that were on here that we didn't need from the other car, the donor car. We will remove these legs here and set those on there. We're going to use as much of that as we can, and we're going to do a blind splice right here. And in this video, when we're done today, hopefully this will be all welded up and this quarter panel will be cleaned off on both sides, stripped down to the wheel wells. Just stay tuned. We're going to put you on time lapse. And, oh, and in case y'all check out this merch, look at this nice, warm, soft hoodie available on the website. Go to the website. We have hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, and coffee mugs. As you all saw in the time lapse, I've been dealing with this door jam over here because the knucklehead that put this car together, he brazed everything. I don't know if you ever tried to take brass off, and it is a job. We heated it, we ground it, and we still got brass on here. This is going to take a little time to clean this B pillar up, and I'm going to have to rebuild the bottom of the B pillar here. It's a little rusty. This whole thing was filled in Bondo, so this is what I found underneath it. As you can see, it's the usual with this car, disasters, but we're going to clean this up, and I'm just going to make this bottom piece. I can make this. This isn't a big deal. I can make this lower piece of this B pillar and patch that in. But as you saw in the time lapse, I've been stuck in this corner for a freaking hour, it seems like. We're getting it. We'll get it cleaned up, and we're almost ready to set the new roof on it. So we'll bring you back when we get this roof, when we're fitting this roof up. But this is just the kind of stuff you run into with this. Brass is the worst. I'd much rather dealt with grinding welds and brass. What they did back in the 70s, they didn't weld. They brazed everything. Stay tuned, and we'll bring you to more of this disaster. We took and we cut all the rotten out. As you can see, we spent all day trimming all this rusty, bent up, mangled, brazed, half-ass welded metal out. This was a job, man. This sucked. And this is where we're at. We're getting ready to fit this roof structure in. We cut it at the seams. We took it apart at the outer wheelhouses, and we're going to put it together right here at the skeleton, and we're going to stitch weld this, grind it smooth. You won't tell. This will all be welded. We took the legs off the outer wheelhouse, and we utilized the ones off the other roof. And now we're going to go and set this on the car. Now, we're not going to weld it up tonight because we got to go to the other Coupe de Fastback car, and we got to get some dimensions from the rocker to here, because I don't know when they did this roof hackery, whatever you want to call it, if this is correct height or not. So we found some washers under the drip edge molding. So obviously they had an air leak they were trying to address, like the roof was up a little high. So we're going to go and we're going to do a measurement from here to here on the rockers. We're going to measure it in 3 points. piece each side, and then we're going to go over to the other car, and whatever it is, that's how we're going to sit these rails to this piece. So we're going to go ahead and show you now. We're going to put this piece in, see how it fits for a rough cut. This is just rough cut for now. We still got to do our blind cuts and for the butt welds.
My this is nice and light.
We got to go on the near side.
This is easy to move.
There we go.
There you go.
Look at that. Just like Legos.
This fits real nice, but I know it's a little long.
But this is basically what we're going to have. You come over here, Tyler, I'll show. We are, don't pay any attention to this. We have new drip edges coming. Our plan is we're going to maybe sleeve that. I'm not sure yet. We probably will. Sleeve that, and then we're going to weld that seam up right there, solid. And if there's a sleeve in there, we'll put a couple plug welds in it. And then we'll get that set, these to the same plane. And then we'll come down here, and what we'll do is do a blind cut. This is just overlapping now. That's why stuff's not fitting real good. But we'll do a blind cut here so it's a perfect tight seam, and we'll stitch weld that in. And what we want is, that's why I left this piece of quarter on here, because we want these angles to be the same. I'll lay a straight edge across here, and then so when I butt weld that, make sure nothing's high or low. This would just be a bad memory. You can look inside there now. It's gonna look factory. It's not gonna have all that hackery, and then we're gonna go get the new roof skin and the new drip rails and the new quarter panels, and this is gonna be a bad memory. Bad mojo. And we may be getting another 69.
No, we're not.
Benny says he's not going to work on it.
No more 69.
Yeah, we'll see. He'll work on it. Yeah, we had a guy come in wanting
that'd be 40.
to get rid of a 69 Mach 1 4-speed car. So we'll see how that goes. We might even take you along when we go look at this car. It's in Virginia, not too far. You never know.
Nope.
Seems like I'm collecting 69s. That'd give me 3 69s.
No.
Might give one to Benny.
No, you won't.
He's got a birthday coming up. But as you can see, we took it apart at the factory seams, guys. So it's not going to look like, we'd hack and chopped and all that. We drilled out the spot welds. We're going to weld it up nice, seam seal it, prime it all up nice. Everything will be at the factory locations except for this little stitch weld right here. There was a seam here, so this is going back together at a seam, so this will be good. We can't final fit nothing to get those measurements, so we're going to go over to the coupe, the fastback. I might run over tonight and grab some measurements, but there we go. There's how we fixed that horrible, disastrous. I don't even know what to say. I've never seen work that shady before. And the amount of brass they used. You can't grind brass. It's just, you'll just grind forever and ever and ever and ever. We're getting to the end. It's going to look a lot better when them quarter panels are on there and those fender wells.
We're getting to the end.
It's going to look real good when it's on the rotisserie getting sandblasted. That's going to make me real happy. I'll sleep really good when we're at that point. I'm not even worried about paint right now. I just want to get the body done. We'll bring you back when we get this all stitched in and ground and primed, and I'll have the rest of the roof frame wire brushed. And remember, like and subscribe and check out the merch store. Yes, this is a nice, warm, comfortable sweatshirt. Just in case you're all wondering, it's in the merch store. I think we have 3 or 4 colors. All right, look what we got here. We got a roof structure in. We are actually in the process of tacking this booger in. Look at this. Look at this beautiful piece of Fomaco original sheet metal here, Ford Motor Company. So we just got it sitting in here. You saw in the video where we had it blasted. We just blew a little bit of red oxide on it just because while it was upside down, it was just easier to do. It'll get all reprimed again. Don't get your panties in uproar. We are showing you how we're going to graft it. We are going to do a blind cut through these 2 panels, and I'm going to stitch weld these and grind them. You won't even tell. It'll be seamless. It'll be beautiful, and you don't have all this crumblage. Is that a word, Benny?
For this car?
Yeah.
Crumblage is kind.
Kind? Okay. Oh, look. Hey, let's take notice to Benny's new attire.
Bloated toe tire.
Did you have a wedding to go to today or something? Is that your good Sunday clothes?
This week, maybe. It depends on how well it does when you weld with it.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to see.
All right.
See how it holds up.
How well does that frog stretch around that belly?
That frog is form-fitting.
Form-fitting frog.
Form-fitting frog.
All right. All right. So.
Why you got to be that way?
Well, it just comes natural with you sometimes.
Complete.
It's too easy.
I ain't going to tell you what your mother called you.
Yeah, yours called you the same thing. It kind of began with A and H and something else. But anyhow. Yeah, we just want to enlighten you guys. It was a struggle, and the roof was out of square. It was a lot of math, fellas. This roof was low. It was twisted. And it was warped right here.
Tell him what the previous owner had done. Dirty, rotten fellers.
Well, what they did was when they cut this thing at the pillars, they had one pillar at a different angle than the other pillar. So it kind of had the roof kind of raised and and twisted. So after several hours of measuring, I went to 4 different cars and took measurements on them. Just so you all know, 4 cars, 4 measurements. Yeah, so I can tell you now, there was no quality control on the assembly line of Ford. They were all within an 1/8 to a quarter difference on all of them. And I measured them all at the exact same points. I measured at the scuff plate of the rocker panel, to the pinch weld of the roof, in 3 separate points, and I used these holes, these clip holes that holds the wiring harness in as my reference points. And I made sure that they were all spaced out the same, and they were for all the cars. It was amazing. It was such a head scratcher. Yeah, so here's what they did. When this roof was squished, I guess they tried to push the original roof up, but in the process, they created a crown in this piece. So this piece actually had a crown in it, and we had to take that crown out a little bit. We had to use a special tool called a 4x4 and a 5-pound sledge, but gently tapped it. But we got the crown down out of it. We braced it here. We kind of had to tap it down, but we did a diagonal measurement. We shot it with a laser level across these 2 planes. We shot it this way. It's perfect. When we first put this on there, we stood behind the car, you could just see, it looked like the car was leaning to the left. This whole side was low. So what we did is we wanted to shoot this line to this line. You want these on the same plane. So we finally got that taken care of. Whew, I can't tell you how much of a pain in the butt this was, man.
Hours.
And hours. I did get an update on my quarter panels and roof skin. Will be here on the 6th of March. I'll be taking a ride down to CJ's to get those parts. What we're gonna do is we're gonna finish stitch welding this beautiful skeleton up. God, it looks so much better than that mess. Oh, I was having nightmares. Cold sweats. It was terrible. Blood pressure, stress, pork rinds. How many cases of pork rinds did we go through?
I don't know, because nobody sent any pork rinds yet.
I know, we had to buy our own damn pork rinds.
I know, that's just wrong.
It is. So the trimming will get done tonight. I will finish peeling this quarter off. I'm gonna wire brush all this, treat it with phospho, clean it off good, and we're gonna re-prime the whole skeleton of this car in red oxide before that skin goes on. We are actually, when I put that skin on, I'm gonna use that panel bond. I'm gonna panel bond and weld this roof skin on. I will show you that in a video, and I tell you what, it's gonna be wonderful. It's gonna go so much quicker. It's gonna seal the seam, and then what I'll do is I'll just weld it in the average. What?
Nothing.
Are you dancing behind me?
No, not me.
Fairy?
You like to talk.
But anyhow, I'm going to panel bond it, and I'm going to weld it at the same time. So it'll be, this roof will never come off again without a fight. I'm glad that we took the measurements and took the time to check this roof, because we would have been in a world of hurt. Benny would have been crying over there. I would have took him for a ride in this powerhouse of a car here, and he would have been bitching about the air noises coming around his window over there. I mean, it was bad. It was a 1/4 inch difference. It was high, a 1/4 inch on that side. And there's no way that roof seal and that glass would have made a good contact seal. And then it was interesting, because when it was Donovan took that side apart and cleaned that edge up, he found washers stacked in there. So apparently they knew they had an issue, and what they tried to do is shim that stainless molding that carries that rubber weather strip through there. They tried to bring that down so the window and the seal would get tighter. But we corrected the problem. It's corrected. Just a bad memory now, and look at this. This looks so much better than them layers. And the seam, we're good. So what we're gonna do is probably put you on a little bit of a time lapse here, and we're gonna go ahead and make these blind cuts between the 2 panels that I have here. That'll be a flawless seam right through there. And we'll just stitch that in there nice and take our time with a little 60 grit
flawless
2-inch disc, and we'll bring you back when we're done.
Okay, you cutting?
I think we can cut.
Well, go ahead and cut, I'll weld.
All right, let me grab my body saw. All right, so we're taking all of our safety straps off. We had to use quite a few straps to get this roof squared and parallel and everything else. Make sure you guys keep ratchet straps in your garage. Very useful tool, because like I say, this roof was out a little bit. As you can see it was under pressure there. Now it's all one structure. Now we didn't attach it here because we're going to do the outer wheelhouses. And we had talked about stitch weld. We stitch welded this seam right here. Got that ground in pretty good. I have not welded it to this lip here either, like I said, because we got to take the wheelhouse out, but it's all in, grafted in really nice. I didn't have time today to wire brush and get all this primed, but we'll have that in the next video, hopefully. We only got this side welded up and we got that side tacked. I got to finish blind cutting the seam over there and welding that up. But the problem, like I had said, the roof had a bow over here, and when they put this pillar in here, the angle was wrong on one side. It was off just a little bit, but you know, an eighth makes a big difference when you're traveling a span of 3 feet. We were damn near a quarter inch out. So, but like I said, went and checked the other cars. Everything's measured out now. It's a lot better, and I can follow my roof line now, and I can see that I'm pretty parallel and straight, and everything measures out from the rockers up to the drip rails. And we are going to be replacing these drip rails too. So you'll see where I didn't weld the seams of the 2 drip rails. It's because it's all coming off and getting a new drip rail. But we'll do that when we put the one piece roof in. This was a challenging part of this project, to say the least. It was, I hope I never have to do another roof like that. Take your time, measure, and like I say, I've worked on this for 2 days, just eyeing it up and squaring out the front parts, and something just didn't look right, which made me go over to my Coupe de Fastback car and get measurements, and then I didn't even trust those measurements. So then I went to a buddy of mine. He had a couple Cobra Jet cars, and we took measurements off of that. And like I say, they were all different. They're all within an eighth to a quarter on some of those cars. And those are uncut cars, so like I say, you just never know. Sometimes when you think you're squaring up a car perfect, you could actually be causing more harm than good. You just should always measure before you cut apart. And then, like I say, if you have another car, do your homework and definitely take some measurements off them as well. This car is ready for me to finish stripping these quarters. We're going to strip the taillight panel off of it, and we will most likely move on to the trunk pan and get that in, because I have that. That's not slowing me up because I'm keeping the inner wheelhouses. So I'll finish taking out the staggered shock plate, and we'll just finish trimming all this rotten metal, clean this off so I can get into the trunk easier. We got to do a little bit of hammer and dollying on this lip here. Most of the fastbacks I put the quarters on, you always kind of have a goofy issue going on here with this little hump here and the quarter going over it. And it's because when you take that quarter panel off and you break this weld loose right here on this brace, it pushes this panel inward. And I did the same thing. It pushed this panel inward. So I have to bring this panel back flush with this lip, because if you lay your quarter on and you're following this lip and this lip's not true, this hump is going to create a problem getting your quarter panel over. You want to make sure that your point from here to here, make sure this is running straight. Like I said, I got to do a little work on this one yet, and we'll take care of that as soon as I wire brush and get the rest of this quarter off. It's not going to be a problem whatsoever. And then I got to rebuild the B pillar a little bit down here on the bottom. I got to cut that rod out and fix that, and then clean all this rocker up here. And like I say, the quarter panel and the roof skin comes in, the drip rails. So as soon as they come in, I can fly pretty fast on those. We're getting there. We're getting to the end of this project. Hopefully in the next month we'll be ready for sandblast and prime, hopefully. Yeah, it's been long. It's been a long winter on this thing for sure. I have to say, this was probably one of the worst cars I had ever done. It's absolutely horrible.
The bad part was you drugged me along.
That's all right. You got to sharpen up your skills, man. Got to have an open mind when it comes to these rust-free cars. Anyhow, check out the merch store. Check out Benny's bloated toad shirt, and remember to like and subscribe. Come on, Benny. It's Friday night. Close out this video. Give us something.
Go home.
I am home.
Drink something. That's true. Time for me to go to hell home.
Yeah, you go to hell home. Get out of here. Go see your wife.
She's out butchering. She's still butchering.
Oh, your wife's out butchering?
Yeah.
What's your wife, a butcher?
Time to time. Butchering weekend. That's what I'm doing tomorrow. Kettle dance.
Oh, that's right. You're helping out the scout troop. Okay. All righty. Let's go. Let's wrap it up. It's Friday night. See you guys on Wednesday. Like and subscribe and check out the merch store. See ya.